Hey folks, top of the morning to everybody. I am the WooFDriver. Hopefully you've been mushing with us through the night. If we've done a live midnight mushing run, we got on the trail about 1:30 in the morning. It's roughly 5:30 now, maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. You can see the sun beaming off of me. The sun is rising, and we've got cool temperatures. So it's wonderful out here on the trail for the dogs. I'm going to switch the camera around and take you by each one. We're going to give a quick introduction here. Here's the Z-Man, and Zorro is he's ready to roll still. We were going to close the broadcast down and wrap it up. The truck's right there, but the dogs still got it in them. They want to run. And hang on, let me get. Chase is chewing his harness, folks. In case you haven't met the Chaser, he likes to eat harnesses for sometimes lunch and dinner. He's right there. And Jag is like enjoying the sunset. He's facing back there. Hello, Mr. Jag. Can you say hi to the audience? That's the Jag man. And the eldest and the diva, the only female of the crew, the princess. Oh, she's coming up. Hi. She wants a kiss. Good girl, pretty princess. Pretty princess, that's her. And there is the Rhett man. And Rhett is in the house. And Chris P is in the house. If you caught us earlier today, we were doing our midnight mushing run. I'm going to turn this over to Rhett. Rhett's going to give you the view. What's that? Oh, yeah. Howdy. We were doing our midnight mushing run, and we were mushed all through the night. We had a great night. A lot of fun. And we're going to carry on? You want to hop in, dude? Okay. So I'll give you a rundown as we go. You got my sunglasses with you. Cool. Okay, here we go. Hike G over. Sorry, getting my bearings straight here, folks. I'm a little giddy. It's been a great night. Oh, look at Chase. He got his harness done. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. Chase, man. I told you he likes to eat this for lunch. Oh, this is just awesome out here, folks, right now. Okay, how I look? Good? Hike. Okay, guys, we're crossing the street here. And I'll give you the whole skinny of the situation in 1 sec. Thanks, Chris. Come on, Chase. This is how we make it through these. Some of these gates are a little tighter than others, and you're going to see some as we go. Come on, Jaggy. Good boy. Yep. The officer wasn't too fazed by us, was he? He was good. Cool. Yeah, probably checking us out. Yeah, we're a little bit of an anomaly out here on the trail. Okay, I'll start from the beginning, folks. In case you don't know me, I am the WooFDriver. Drive a team of Huskies, my dogs, 4 of them, and they don't all look like Huskies. 3 of them are all white, so they look a little bit like Samoyeds, but they're actually Huskies, and to prove it, 2 of them have blue eyes, so you wouldn't find that on a Samoyed. To make things, come on, Jace, to make things even a little more Samoyed-like, they have the full coat because they are actually a long-haired woolly coat, long-haired double-coated dog, which is called a woolly coat. And, we got a bunny. Yep, there we go. So they're all Huskies. The one that actually looks most like a Husky, his name is Zorro. He's on my left. He's actually got some Malamute in him, about 40%. And Zorro's got the big head like a Malamute, and he's got a big frame on him, if you will. He looks a lot bigger than he is because of his hair is so thick and that woolly coat. He's actually only weighs about 75 pounds. Looks like he's about 90 pounds. If you touch him, you can. He's like a racing weight, they would call it, where you can actually feel his ribs. Healthy weight, but we're very active, so gaining weight is a problem. In any case, what I do is all kinds of adventures with my dogs. Sometimes you'll see them tethered to the sled on wheels like we are right now. Sometimes you'll see them free-ranging in the farm fields we go to. And sometimes you'll see them chasing a flag. I call it mazing chase. It's a sport similar to lure coursing, but I've made it husky style. And I'll go more into that later. We do this year-round where we do all of our activities. Of course, I know a lot of you are probably saying, well, how do you do it year-round, especially with a husky, a double-coated dog? And I'm sure you're aware in the warmer months they shed their undercoat, so their top coat helps them keep them cool as well because it shades them against the sun and protects them against brush when they run through it, etc. I don't condone shaving them because that doesn't help keep them cool. Okay, got birds and stuff. I'm just paying a little attention here. But why we're out here now? Is she good? Come on, pretty. We're out here now because it's a cooler time of day, but actually we usually run in the night, and that's what we were doing last night. I call it midnight mushing, and mushing's a little bit of a different term in the sense. Is it straight across here, Rhett?
Yeah, I believe so.
This looks different during the day than it does at night. Yep. How I look? Good? Looking good. Yep. So mushing, traditionally, you would see the dogs out in front. The dogs are not out in front in the kind of mushing we're doing. This is kind of like an urban-style mushing where the dogs are tethered to the side of the vehicle. This way you have a little more control over them, and you can take them to busier areas, hence the term urban mushing. So when they're out in front and they're on a tow rope, they call it, you've seen it before probably, they have the freedom to go left or right, and the problem that can create is they can essentially take over a trail and get into somebody else's business. You don't have a lot of control of them in that way because the rope's kind of long to a cat. Got a cat, so we're going to, the dogs are interested in anything they see, especially that moves, anything that's living. So the rope makes it a little harder to take them out attached to a vehicle because of the room it requires and what they can get into. Come on, guys. Come on, Chase. Good boy. How's Princess?
Good.
She inside or out? Come on, Brady. Good girl. Jaggy, good? So when we go through these gates, and these aren't really tight, you'll see some tighter ones. We've been through this part of the trail because we mushed this through the night. But as I was saying, they're tethered to the side because they're on a short tether. Therefore, I can keep them close by. We can therefore, even though we're a little wider than if they were out in front, we still have a much more control when I pass by somebody or somebody passes by us. So in addition, the way they're attached to the bike, using a device called a springer. It's essentially a big spring that has a loop in it. So therefore, the dogs can pull if they desire, or they can trot or walk with the bike. And you can imagine having the different age dogs. I balance this out pretty well. I have the dogs that are most likely and want to pull out in front, as they can do some of that grunt work that they prefer to do. They want that energy. They've got the drive. And the older dog, Princess, and Jag, who's not as much of a puller, in the back, where they can just run along. And I'm usually on the brake most of the time because I'm controlling the speed to make sure it's not faster than the slowest dog. We mushed this trail. We're on the Schuylkill River Trail in Pennsylvania, and I would guesstimate, don't hold me to this, somewhere around 50 miles of the Philadelphia area. Everybody's heard of Philadelphia, so you get a better idea of the lay of the land where we're at. This trail has been really nice. We've done part of this trail in the past, but never the part that we were on last night. The part that we were on last night, I don't know if it's new or just that we didn't know about it. I discovered it through one of the Facebook groups I belong to because I'm always looking for new trails. Because with this urban mushing, if you will, this way we mush, I try to find trails all over the East Coast and I have a team with me that I work with to make it more exciting for the dogs and for us. So it's kind of like an adventure. They're always getting to see new sights and take in new scents and hear new sounds. And we are as well, from different animals we encounter to the different topography and even the different towns we go through. It's really interesting and exciting and a great way to interact and to do some cool stuff with the dogs. So that's what we do. Right now we're in a awesome wooded area. Now, this is really cool for us because usually, as I said, we have someone, our support vehicle, will drop us off at one part of the trail and pick us up at another. We'll stay in contact with them through satellite communications or through cell phone reception if we have it, as well as walkie-talkies when we're in range. Whole monitor. You forward?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, those two. I don't think the antenna's on. Okay, cool. Okay, folks, so sorry about that. We were just trying to we're going to cut in and out occasionally back here. But what I was saying, come on, Chase, hike, this is really interesting because when he drops us off at one part of the trail and picks us up at the other, we do the trail in one direction. So it's not as monotonous retracing your steps for the dogs and for us. Makes it a little more exciting. And we can cover more of a trail. Some of these trails we go to are 150 miles plus. Now, we don't do them all in one night, but we can sectionize them, do them in sections. And we do them during the day, too, in the colder temperature, especially in the winter. It's too cold to go out at night usually. So we'll do, 15 miles, 20 miles, and we'll say, oh, we've done this part, let's do the next part, whatever. Well, on this part of the trail, since it was new to us, and we were trying to stay, we're about 2.5 hours from home, we were trying to stay relatively close because we got a late start last night. Yes, we do go out at the night, but we went out later because there were storms coming through the area, and we were trying to avoid them. So Princess is doing a little bathroom stop. Good girl, pretty princess. Okay, read them to me. Kegrin?
I wonder how long it took to train the dogs.
Oh, thanks so much for the question. We hope we're saying your name right, Kegrin. But Kegrin said she that how long does it take us to train the dogs to do this? And actually, it's really easy. I've trained other dogs. I've had other dogs before these. I've been doing this for better than 20 years now. So training the dogs to do something like this is really easy because their natural instinct is to run, almost all dogs. And you can do this with pretty much any dog, but in different capacity levels. So great question because we have a Chinese Crested at home, which is a small toy breed. Our Chinese Crested is about 10 pounds and about 10 months old. She's a puppy, and she can run with the bike. Of course, she can't pull it like the big dogs, but Chinese Cresteds have been known to compete in weight pulling contests as well. But I have a whole segment on one of my websites on how I'm training her to do it and to interact with the big dogs while doing it. So this can be something that's trained actually. Great. So the short of the answer is it's pretty easy to train them to do this, and you can go to my websites. I have a few different ones. By the way, it's WOOF.com, and you'll be directed to a lot of my different websites and YouTube channels where you can learn about how I train them. Thanks so much for the question. I really appreciate it. I've been doing this for better than 20 years now, actually, and it's just recently with the Facebook live streaming, I'm able to live broadcast this, but I have so many videos. I have a huge YouTube channel under WooFDriver, and I'd love for you to visit it, check it out, ask me questions or comments along there. It's really and truly a wonderful way to exercise the dogs and give them the energy release they need. And again, no matter what size dog, the way I'm mushing them on the side on this Springer-like device, we're able to do almost any size dog. So, any other questions coming in?
Just a couple, back on.
Cool. So, that's okay. No, it's what it is.
You're on.
Okay, so folks, thank you so much. Keep the questions and comments coming. I truly love what I'm doing, and the whole idea that I can share this with you as it's happening is really special to me. And I want to inspire. Whoa, she stopped the marker area. She's really, yeah. See, and again, that's why we attach them to the spring. What happens is the dogs might stop to go to the bathroom, and on a real sled dog team where you have in excess sometimes of 20 dogs, you can't stop for each bathroom break. It's impossible. So they learn to go to the bathroom on the move, which is nothing wrong with that. But with a few dogs, as I have here 4, not quite as big as a big team, we're able to stop. But sometimes we don't catch it while it's happening. That's why the big spring they're on, as I was explaining, gently lets us know, because it applies pressure gradually if the dog should make a sudden stop for a bathroom break, etc. And it also lets the dog know that we're going to come to a quick stop. And it prevents that real jerking action on either us or the dog. So it's really cool. So we just ran this trail. You can go back in my Facebook feed and see how we just ran this at night. The same path we're going down, and you'll get a night vision view. I'm using special nighttime viewing equipment, military grade, Generation 3 it's called. And it doesn't give you quite as wide of an angle as you're seeing now, but you get a sense of the stillness of the night and the quiet and the surreal feeling you get when you're out there, how it feels to be with a team of dogs and yourself and my co-pilot in the heart of the night. It's truly awesome. I'm going to squeeze through these. I think I made it right through this one. A little easier during the day, too. Come on, guys. You can watch how I... Look at that, folks. I mean, truly remarkable. The back dogs are a little harder. How's Jag? Easy. And by the way, the sled on wheels that I'm on has an electric motor. Yep. If I haven't mentioned it, it has an electric motor. And easy. Big drop off. So, come on, Princess. Whoop. Bottomed out a little bit. We good?
Yep.
And I can assist the dogs with pedals or using the electric motor. So this is all custom made and well thought out because of through my experience and what we've done, and we're always improving on our build designs as our fabricator gets better and my knowledge gets better and grows. So I have a bunch of these different sled-like vehicles. I call them ADVs, all dog vehicles, because they're built for the dogs essentially. And you see this one is a 2-person vehicle. I've got a few 2-people vehicles and a 1-person vehicle, as well as a 3-person vehicle. A 4-person vehicle. A 4-person vehicle looks nothing like any of these. These are called recumbent bikes, actually. They're built on that kind of... Look at that. Wow. They're built on that kind of footprint. A recumbent bike is a bike that's low down to the ground, usually 3 or 4 wheels, so they usually can't tip over and you don't need to balance yourself. And they give you a chance to pedal because they put you in such a position you're almost laying down. Therefore, it's easier on most people's backs and knees, especially as we get older. It provides the comfort we need to bike as humans, but gives us the chance to participate in bike riding. That's what it does for us. Now, with the dogs, they're really special because it puts us at their level, puts us down with them, so you're really experiencing what they are, and you can watch them closer, how they're performing, they're handling the trail, what the conditions are like. You're feeling what they're feeling, essentially. It's really cool. What I do, folks, you won't see almost anything like this anywhere in the world, in fact. And please, I've been doing this for so many years. Check out my websites. Like me here on Facebook. Subscribe to my live feeds, because not only do we have me doing the activities that I do, which are truly remarkable, and I don't know if I mentioned it to you, I'm a husky expert. I mean, that's what I specialize in, that breed. There's a lot of myths and a lot of truths as well, but a lot of misconceptions about huskies out there, and I dispel all that through my training system and what I've been able to accomplish. For example, people tell you never take a husky off leash. There's a lot of truth to that. But if they're trained how I train them, you can take a husky off leash and actually let them run in the wilderness in certain circumstances. Actually, in any circumstance where they're able to run, as long as they're trained the way I train them. So most people, almost any book you read will say never do it. But again, I think outside of the box and do things a lot differently than anybody else. And the whole point that Husky's one of the hardest breeds to train. They're one of the closest to the wolf. So they're very independent, very stubborn, and very very hard to train. To sum it up, because of this, because of how I've learned to train them, it works for any breed. So that's why I invite you to tune into whatever I'm doing and how I even incorporate our little Chinese crested, how I've involved her so successfully in our activities. It reiterates that all of this cool stuff works for almost any dog, and it can open up some new doors that you might have not thought existed. So we're running at a really good pace. This is an excellent part of the trail. It's a hard-packed dirt, actually. I haven't had a trail like this. This is a darker dirt, and I've been on dirt trails, but this is just a little unusual. It might be seeded with stone or something, but it's real fine, and I don't think it's crush and run. What's it called? Dust stone? It's dust stone. Rhett's educating me. Haven't seen it before. It's working. Dust stone's similar to crush and run. It just doesn't appear that finer mix. It really agrees with the dogs. And let's give them some water. We've been running a pretty good stretch. I'll take the camera, and I'm going to show you how we water them, folks. And Rhett's going to water them. It'll give me a chance to get a view for you and give them a little breather. So this is what the dog sled on wheels looks like from out in front. And you can see the sun streaming through the trees behind us. I'm imagining this is going to be a warm day like it was yesterday for us. We're in the cool of it now. In fact, I'll get you a temperature reading and also check the time. We are at 6:21. And let's see the weather. She drinking it as it's coming in. And right now, it seems to be 64 degrees. So it's simply beautiful. And the high today is expected to be, looks like it's going to hit, oh, I didn't get that, sorry, 82. So we're, no humidity in the air right now. So we're loving life, and we've been loving life throughout the whole day, the whole night. There's the Chase man waiting for his water. The Z-man is getting his water in. Princess, drink a lot? Okay, we go around and water them twice, because what happens is when they've been running and they've been active, for them to take in all the water that they need to properly hydrate, it's a little hard for them, and you don't want them to rush it. There's something called bloat, and that can be fatal, and that happens for it can happen for a myriad of reasons, and it could be certain dogs are just more prone to bloating, but a lot of it has to do with the food intake, water, and even breathing, the air intake. When it happens too fast, it can create a bloating situation. So what we do is we water them, and by the time the last dog gets watered, we go around one more time to offer them a second watering. You can see Jag's about the slowest drinker there is. So I'd love to hear from you. Any questions you have, please go ahead and ask them. And going to give shout-outs to Curtis. Curtis looks like he's in the house. Curtis is our expert paranormal hunter, and he was with us last week, and that brings me to a really interesting point that next Friday night we'll be on another ghost hunt. Folks, what I do is I try to find so many activities that I can involve my dogs in, and just like we're doing out here today, this is so wonderful to be able to do this. I incorporate it other fun activities that we can do alongside while we're doing these, such as paranormal explorations. And what I mean by that is a lot of times we'll be on trails and we get some really cool sights of abandoned places. And a great time is to rest the dogs. When they need to rest, we can take the time to go explore some of these abandoned places, and that's how this whole paranormal series is built. 10-4. He wants us to glimpse them. So we started exploring some of these places, and we definitely came upon some paranormal experiences. And this one place in particular has been very, very interesting. And through a friend, we were able to contact Curtis, who went with us last week, and we got some really interesting footage. The pictures are posted on my Flickr library. Again, that's under WooFDriver. Let's make sure. What I do is we communicate a lot through Glimpse when we have cell service, so our support vehicle can figure out where we're at and better know how to get to us and meet up with us. So paranormal explorations is really cool. We posted that. We've got we actually did a live feed from inside what we feel is the quote-unquote haunted house. And if you weren't able to catch it on the live feed, you got it, 10-4. You can go back on Facebook and catch the rebroadcast. In addition, I have a website called alldognetwork.com, and that's got all of our rebroadcast cataloged pretty well. We're going to work on even making it better, but for now you can get on there and you can look at all the people that have been hosting shows on the WooFDriver channel as well as my shows. Good? Everybody good? Good? Princess is good? Wow, this is just awesome, folks. Yeah. Hike. So you know, what really excites me is getting the dogs out, getting them the exercise they need for their physical health as well as the psychological health. Because the husky is got an insatiable appetite for exercise and activity. And I like the motto, I can wear a husky out, because that's a hard task to do. They've just got so much energy, and they recover so quickly. Even when they engage pretty full tilt, they can turn it back around in a matter of minutes after a quick break. So they're pretty hard to wear out. That's why we're out on the trail so long. We've been on the trail since about 1:30 last night, 6:30 now, about 5 hours. We've been on trails before, folks, for 8+ hours. And we've done up to 30 miles as well. Sometimes it's not always the mileage, it's the intensity. So whether you're running fast or you've got a hilly terrain, or they're pulling a heavy load if they're really engaged and preferring to pull. Now, these you can cover more mileage quicker when it's cold outside, because, again, when it's warm, they spend a lot of their energy trying to cool down, heavy breathing, panting, etc. But it's just awesome right now. I'd love to hear from you. And I know I've mentioned this before, but for those of you that are new, usually when we do one of these all-night runs, I won't feed them the day before, but I'll feed them twice. I usually eat once a day. I'll feed them twice the following, the day that we return, to make up for the lost meal. But in the wild, a lot of times, I've spent a lot of time studying nutrition for dogs, and in the wild, a lot of times animals will fast themselves once a week even. So I did that with my other family member dogs, with my previous huskies, who have since crossed Rainbow Bridge, and I've been very successful with it. And actually, my one dog, I felt comfortable with it after my one dog would almost do it himself. Just one day a week, he seemed like he wasn't as interested in the food. So pretty interesting. But I don't do it with these dogs so much. I just give them their steady diet, except for when we're doing these long overnight runs. I feed them, by the way, a raw frozen diet. I used to produce it all myself. which was a big old mess, but it was well worth it. Actually, we would do juicing to get their vegetables in, but we would not use the juice. We would use the pulp, because the pulp is where you have where it's biologically available that the dog can properly absorb the nutrients from the pulp. Because, not to be a little crude here, but in the wild, when they would hunt animals such as deer and vegetarian animals, that's the way their stomachs are. They would be with the vegetables in a manner that they were ground up, and that would make the nutrients that the dogs could absorb, they call it biologically available to them. So I would juice them and give the dogs the pulp. And because it's a big process, I don't know if you're aware of juicing, but I would do it, and it's a big process and a messy process, and I would freeze a lot of it. I'd freeze a lot of the pulp, and I got these dog bone shaped treat looking dispensers, if you will. They were just the shape of dog bones, and I put the pulp in there, and it freeze up and make a bone shaped dog vegetable dish. And I would give them that. That would be part of their meal. So, but now, and I would feed them raw meats and everything else, but now that is commercially available. There's a bunch of different brands out there. I use a brand called BARF. It's an acronym, BARF, Bones and Raw Foods. And that's the diet I follow. And I feed it to them, believe it or not, frozen. Now, I feel I've had much success doing this. It's very refreshing for them, especially in the warmer months. And again, they're northern breed dogs, which have the capabilities of eating frozen food, because that would what their diet would consist of in the wild. And actually, our little Chinese crested prefers it frozen. So, pretty interesting and good for their teeth. And I do it year round. I've had they can absorb the nutrients, and in the warmer months. Okay, yeah, we saw it last time. It's a dead pigeon. Must have hit a car or something. Come on, guys. That's what it was. Yep. So I just rolled right through the center of it, so we didn't come in contact with it, and I didn't want the dogs to get any access to it. Going under a bridge now, folks. And beautiful out. I mean, I'm not feeling any warmth from the sun now. I'm chilly, actually. Still in short sleeves, but it's cool. This is about the best the dogs have run, I think. They're just loving it right now. The best dogs have run, I'm saying, today. Just doing a stretch, and we've been going at a pretty good tilt. Pretty good speed. Clocking in some mileage right now. We've got about 13 miles. And we're going to see how much further we're going to go. If we go to the start of where we were at, that's about 3.5 miles away. If we could wrap it up before, depending on where our support vehicle could meet us. But right now, everything's good, and we're going to keep going. Again, trying to get them nice and worn out for the holiday weekend. 4th of July, they'll be resting and enjoying some family time and downtime. Hope to be communicating with everyone on Facebook still. We've got some of our shows running. I'm going to stop for a couple minutes, take a breather here. And sometimes we'll just stop. And this would be a time, for instance, we might explore an abandoned structure, because the dogs have been running pretty hard, and it's good to get them a little rest. And right now, there's nothing to explore. Someone over there? No. So we're just going to kind of chill and see how they feel.
There's no zoom option.
No. If you pinch the screen, you can go like that. Yeah. You want to try that? You can do it real easily.
Oh, yeah. And that's the zoom function?
Yeah, and then you can pinch it back, or maybe double-click it to get it back to. Yep. Yeah. So, any more questions coming in? Hi, good boy. Cool. I hope everybody's enjoying the show. We're We're just taking a breather. It is 6:33 Eastern Standard Time. What's up? And you're live with the WooFDriver on the Schuylkill River Trail in Pennsylvania, probably roughly 50 miles or so out of Philadelphia. And I'm imagining in the next hour or so it's going to get pretty toasty out. So right now we're really, can you believe how cool it is, Rhett? Maybe, we're still about 2 hours from home, so maybe it's just been a little cooler up here. But at home, when I walk out in the morning around 7:30, 8 o'clock, it's pretty humid and pretty trying this time of year. I mean, past couple days. We've got some cool days, but it's really awesome. So you can hear Chase. He's starting to whine a little bit because he's tired of sitting here. It's mainly giving Princess the time to rest. She seemed like she could use it. There you go. There's the Chase man. Hi, good boy. He won't turn towards the camera. We've got, I know, by the way, today's programming. You never know when I'm going to be on. That's why it's awesome to subscribe to the live notifications. But we're trying to make a schedule, more standardized schedule for everybody. So I know today, I think around, I'm going to say 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'll post this on there. Britt Savage comes on with the WooFDriver News, and that's just all dog-related, fun stuff presented to everybody in her fun, awesome manner. Last week she had on her pet chickens. That's right, you heard me right, pet chickens. And she's just a trip. She finds some really good stories, and she's just a lot of fun to listen to. So she'll be on this evening, and this is Saturday. Usually almost 5-6 days a week, Bucky Harris comes on and does like a Tonight Show theme almost. He calls it the Wolf Diddy Show. He's written a lot. We've done a lot with music, telling my story and about my dogs and all the stuff I've done. And Bucky's part of that musical team. He has also done some dog or wolf ditties. They're about different breeds, and he's going to try to cover all the breeds at some point. And the other night, I think last night, he did the Chihuahua breed. So he talks on the show about facts and different traits of the Chihuahuas or breed. And then he'll do a couple sing-alongs of his song. So, and of course, he takes questions and comments and everything else. So that's a lot of fun as well. That's on today's scheduling. And tomorrow is Sunday. We've got... if I could, you never know, I might do a show from home every once in a while just to explain what's going on, people that didn't catch some of these other live broadcasts. But I know Dean Miller will be on tomorrow night, and Dean is the dog counselor. He's a professional dog trainer, and he works with a multitude of different breeds, not just huskies like me. So he can really take your questions. Matter of fact, you can post them at any time. You can always go to the Facebook page, the WooFDriver Facebook page, post your questions there, and we can try to address them or get them into the right people's hands. We have another dog trainer that does a show, Joseph Falcone, and his is called Unleash the Dog Trainer. Oh, we got JC taking a little breather. Look at that. His is a good show. He's also a dog nutrition expert, so he hopes to do some nutrition shows. Just like I was just giving a brief description of what I do with dog nutrition. He can get more details and take your questions, maybe make some recommendations, etc. And he'll be on Monday and Wednesdays. And we've got the Also Monday, but this week Tuesday, is Carol Grace Anderson, who you might have just caught her show Friday night. She does Paw Prince of Wisdom. She just authored a book that's been released. It's in Cracker Barrel and on Amazon, etc., about how much we can learn from our dogs. And she's a motivational speaker as well. And everybody's from all over the world. Some people we've got based out of Nashville, Tennessee, Los Angeles, California. I'm out of Baltimore, Maryland. There's Chase getting radical. We've got actually Barbara Kurtman, who's the animal communicator. Excellent show if you haven't caught that. If you have, I'm sure you're enjoying it. She communicates with animals in her own way, and she's cluing people in, giving you ideas and lessons about that, as well as she's offered to read some people's animals. So she's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I think she's starting a new time, 8 o'clock. It was 7, and she is broadcasting from Europe. You're pretty tired now. Long haul, man. Okay, Chase. Okay, come on, princess. We're just gonna keep moving at a slower pace. Okay, come on, good boys. Just trying not to let the heat move in. I feel none yet, but I'm gonna give it a little more motor. Try to balance the speed out a little bit. And we're back up and running. Moving at a slower pace, but they'll pick it up as they go, usually, especially if something makes an appearance, like a bunny rabbit or a squirrel or a deer or anything of the sort. A lot of benches along this trail. And is that a railroad? Can you tell, Rhett? A stream? Is that a railroad?
It's a bridge railroad.
Okay. Pretty interested. Oh my gosh, good boys and good girls. Good deal. So, again, I can't tell you how awesome this is. A lot of times it's surreal, as I mentioned earlier. You just in the middle of this is a pretty good canopy over us, so it seems like a pretty thick forest. We do have some houses around and some noise pollution, some roads, but we're semi-secluded back here, at least as far as we can see. So it's beautiful. And sunrise, the sunlight from the sunrise, and the sun's getting higher in the sky now, is gleaming through the trees and just giving that summer-like shine. Any questions or comments, I'd love to answer them and take them at any time. By the way, if you're watching the rebroadcast of this, which again you can see on my Facebook page, sometimes because we do so many videos they get lost in there, but you can go to the alldognetwork.com and really find different, dogs are picking up a pace a little bit now, find all the different shows I talked about organized in a nice manner that you can get to the one you're looking for. But you can always leave a question or comment on our Facebook email or on the show itself, and we can try to go back and see it, even after the fact. So, might be something in the middle of the trail. Rich just informed me. Yeah, I'm seeing what you're seeing. And that could be why they picked up the pace they did. It was something? Yep, bunny rabbit. So right now they're picking up a pace, folks, and I'm going to slow them down a bit because I don't want them to burn up, because they will go fast. And we're moving through a really sunny area, but again, I'm not feeling the heat of the sun, so it's not penetrating yet. It's not hot by any stretch of the means. And I'm supposing this area is going to stay cool for quite a bit because of the cover, at least a lot longer than being out there in the sun. We just crossed 45.6. We started at roughly 49, so that means we're about 2.5 miles out of where we started from, which would give us a round trip of something like 17 miles. Don't know if we're going to go that far. We'll see where Crispy decides to meet us. Dogs are just running so good. And if you... What's that? Oh, the fake goose. We saw this last night, and you can only imagine. We saw first the shadows of them, the outline, the silhouette, if you will. And it's a goose. It's a fake goose. Got a biker? Okay. Okay, we got a biker. What's that? Yeah. What's it say? Water? Huh. So we've got a biker. We're going to let him... G over. Lost leather key case. Howdy. How are you? Have a good one. Thank you, sir. Okay, folks.
Guys, right up in front of you, do you see like a little drive to your left that you can,
Do we pass it? Is there a big yellow truck there and other stuff?
yeah, I think it was, cars and stuff right there. Other than that, I think you'd have to go another...
You want to walk back and see if you see him?
...mile or so, I think. Yeah, up
He
until
does.
Main Street. Let me, see how far that is from here. Hold on.
No, we're good. If you're right here, we're good here. So, we could do it if you're right here. Folks.
Yeah. If you come down there, you'll be on a little back road, a little side street, and like right down the street is a little tiny bit in front of an old historic house from 1700s.
Okay, let's turn it around, Rhett. Folks, so we're going to turn it around. Dogs seem like they've gotten their fill, and I think we're ready to call it a day. So what we'll do here is, Chris had informed me if we don't stop here, we got another mile or two, which we could easily do. But I think we've had enough, and we're going to call it a day. So you're going to watch us turn the rig around and get back to where Chris is. This is how this works. Stay tuned. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you a view from behind. I can't see this, so pardon my mug. You're getting my mug in here. So what we're going to do is move ahead a little bit so we're not on the people's property. Okay, Chase is going to the bathroom. Pit stop, Mr. Chase, man. Okay, so you want to whip it around there or here? Okay. Haul come around. 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 Okay, ho, guys. Back up. Watch this. How cool is that, folks? Back up. How cool is that? Giving them the command. Back up. Back up, guys. And this is what Urban's Mushing's all about. They have to know all these commands. Okay, forward. Hike. Come on. Forward. Good boys. Haul. Haul. Okay, I'm going to come back one more time. Back up, guys. Watch that. Back up. Come on. Come on, good boys. Good boys. Come on, Chasey. How cool is that, folks? Back up. Back up. Good boys. Back up. Okay. Bless you. You want to get in? Okay. You want to... Okay, folks. And that's what they call a three-point turn in dog sledding terms. Pretty cool how they back up. I don't know any sled dogs that can back up besides my dogs. Had to teach them that command, though, because as you can see, the rigs we ride, they're called rigs, the sled dog vehicles, are pretty long, especially when you're talking two people. And because of that length, we get in these narrow spots where we have to back up and go forward. We have to do a pointed turn. And that's how we accomplish that. Through there? Isn't that somebody's house? Or through there?
I'd get right through there.
You right
Use their driveway.
right here? Okay. Come on, guys. Gee. Watch there's no dogs, Rhett. Always cautious.
Get on the road. Watch this hill.
Yep. Always cautious about. Easy. Other people's dogs, because especially when you're near the property, and we have 4 dogs with us, it's a little. Oh, I got him. Oh, I got a great scent. Someone's got even fire going here, folks. You know, whether it's a pellet stove or whatever. I love that smell. That's how chilly it is around here, really. I feel like we're in early spring or excuse me, early fall or, yeah, even an early spring day. Oh, good boys. Simply awesome, folks. Simply awesome. Ho. Okay, you want to prepare the truck? Rhett's giving you a good view of this. I don't know what that is. What do you think that? You think it was a rail station or? Oh, it's. we heard it. So, as we told you, we're doing these paranormal ghost hunts. And Crispy, you got to show Crispy. He's all paranormal set up. He's got his ghost hunting equipment on that we've been inspired by our good friend Curtis, our paranormal expert, has given us some advice, and he joined us last week for our run, and he'll be joining us this week too. And so we've got some ghost hunting equipment, and if you really go back, I mean, we caught some stuff on the video last week that is beyond incredible, and if you go back and look at it, you'll be pretty impressed or pretty shocked by it. But I warn you, please watch with somebody else, because don't want you to get too freaked. No, it's really pretty cool. It really is. And we had Doug with us as well. Doug will be with us again, and he's I mentioned him, a professional photographer, good friend, and he joins us for our really special events because of his ability to operate the camera. It's not just operating it, it's getting the right view and telling the whole story, and that's what he specializes in. Yep. Hey, can you chalk the wheels, Chris? So what we do here is, we just watered them, right? Yeah, make sure they got water in the truck. So we just watered the dogs. Usually when we're done, we'll give them a watering. But since we just watered them within the past 15 minutes or so, they always have water available to them in the truck if they want. So what we're going to do is top the water up with their water bowls off in the truck. I'm going to stay with them while Rhett does that. And then we're going to put the dogs in the truck, get them nice and comfortable, and maybe explore this haunted house. I'm not sure. It's just awesome, folks. And we're going to use the ramp because we have retractable steps for the dogs to get into the vehicle, because the vehicle sits high. And the vehicle, we wanted it to sit high because it gives us access. We go down some really crazy dirt roads to get to some trails, especially in different parts of the country that we've explored. These dogs have gotten excited, but there's nothing down there. Something was catching their view. So with the retractable steps, it offers the dogs a chance to access the truck without having to jump and strain themselves, especially Princess as the dogs get older. Also, I'll still guide them in there with the harness. And they have other kinds of harnesses that I've used for senior dogs that are kind of like, it's a cat down there. No, Chase. Kind of like a thunder shirt, if you will. It comforts them, Chase, but it makes like a belly wrap. Nope. Okay, hold. There's a cat down there. Shh, Chase. Yep. So Chase is all excited. Okay. Come on, Princess. Come on. You didn't set her ramp. Yeah, that's okay. Yep. We're all good. Okay, so Chase is very vocal. I told you he's the hunter of the pack more than anybody, so he sees movement, and he just goes, take it the whole way if you can. High EMF, I'm getting a report of, folks. So he's going to chase. Good boy. And we're in a residential area, so try not to be too loud. But as you can hear, there's other things working here, too. You hold the vent. You hold. Yeah. You can film. Okay, you got the bike? Come on, good girl. Come on, good girl. Come on. Good girl. Pigeon up there. Is that a dove or a pigeon? On the power line? Pretty cool looking, isn't it? Stay. Stay. Now, you can film me if you want to. Oh. Okay, drop. Boy, Zorro. That's how Zorro gets in there, folks. And the chase man. Hang on, Mr. Chase. Stay, good boy. And I'll take their harnesses off. What happened? Good boy. Stay. And last but not least, the Jagster. Here, I'll talk to everybody. Point at me. So once again, everybody, I am the WooFDriver. And by the way, this has all built-in leashes and a harness for me, so I could attach all 4 dogs if I needed to. I'm the WooFDriver. We're going to load out here. I'm going to sign off to you. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast, and really hope to see you on our channel again. In addition, please go out and check the other broadcasts from last night. You'll see the trail we just covered through the dark of the night using the night vision scope. Really interesting stuff. Appreciate it. Any questions, comments, anything else, leave them for us, and we'll get back to you. Have a great day, everybody. See you real soon on the WooFDriver Facebook page or any of my websites. Thank you again, and you can hit finish.